Welcome along to Rangers Daft. It's the Daftest Rangers podcast around. I am producer John. And let's welcome a man who'd be better tasked finding the holy grail than a ticket for the Europa League final. Stephen Purden, who's a very, very stressed man. The quest for tickets, the quest to get to Seville. Stephen, how's it going?
It's very, very stressful, John. Very stressful. I might not be going.
Right, talk us through what, because you just said to me there, up until last night, I wasn't going. So why weren't
I wasn't going? I'm still maybe not going unless I get a ticket, right? So I was 50 points out with the my gels, 50 points in the ballot. So then there was another ballot today, which I lost out on again, didn't get an email. So but there's a few irons in the fire where I might get a ticket. If I get a ticket, I'm going to go. But if I don't get a ticket, I'm not going to go, I don't think.
Really?
I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. Because I know what it might turn into, try to find somebody to see the game, no see the game properly. I don't know. I might go away with my pals, because none of my pals are going.
Oh, really? I bet in time not going?
No, Bert's already in Turkey. He's going to be in Turkey. The family holiday booked. Mm-hmm. And my mates only going Tam and it's Dell's daughter's birthday. Friday night, we were driving over. We went from driving to no going. We were going to drive it. It says on Google Maps, a day and 3 hours. So we were going to drive.
A day and 3 hours continuous driving.
So my mates, well, maybe we might go and get a big house somewhere for the Wednesday to the Friday and just get on it and watch a game. Or
would you go to Ibrox to watch it? There's still obviously talk about no.
Nah. I'm either doing that or I might be going. It's still 50-50. It's hanging in there. But
I think so many Rangers supporters are in the same situation as you, Stephen. So many stories of like going mad flights, going down to Cardiff, flying there to Faro, Malaga, Barcelona.
So I've got no. Well, I might actually, as we do this, I'm going to check if it's still there, because I found quite a good flight that I might get.
The last flight out of Glasgow to Seville, I saw.
No, I'm fucked for that. That's not happening.
On Friday morning, the last flight I saw out from Glasgow to Seville, and that was going out day of the game, coming back the day after, and that was priced at £1,300 when I saw that, and that was that we were on the breakfast show. We were monitoring the flights, and that was the last one we saw, and it was gone within the end by the end of the show.
Mate, that's what it's like. Mate, I've just found one here that's £400 cheaper than the one I was going to, and it's 2 direct flights.
Oh, wow.
From London to London. Obviously, I need to get to London.
Yeah.
From London to Seville direct, and then from Seville to London direct back, both flights. £600.
600 quid. I mean, it's the flight price is just flying up, aren't they? The smart cookies who booked the flights ahead of the final.
Grado's brother.
I know a few other people that got 35 quid returned to Seville, which is
it's mental. That's not there anymore, that flight.
Oh, I mean, like you say, Stephen, so many people are in the same position as you. I mean, before we get into talking about the actual game and some of the stuff that's been happening around Rangers this week, got to say, I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ludicrous. I believe 9,500 tickets have been made available, 4,000 to sponsors. This is the numbers you're hearing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, it's like a final contested by. I mean, you see the support at Ibrox on Thursday night.
Yeah.
You see, not just Thursday night. You see the support throughout the full tournament that Rangers fans have gave the club. You see Frankfurt against West Ham. You see that stadium was absolutely bouncing. You see the Frankfurt fans taking over the Nou Camp in earlier rounds. It was incredible. And then for two teams, not just that, I mean, like any final, it should just be like, I mean, I understand there's got to be like corporate ones getting gave out to sponsors, blah, 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 but not to that extent where, what's the capacity of that stadium?
Is it the Estado de...
Aye.
It's 50, I've just looked up Wikipedia and it's saying 57,000.
Right, so 57,000.
But I don't know if that's...
Even even if it is 45,000, right, or if it's 57, whatever. So they're
Oh, is
basically
it the Ramon? I think it might be the Ramon Sanchez Stadium. Is it? Is that right?
So
Yeah.
Sevilla Stadium, Sevilla FC Stadium.
So it's 42,714.
Right, so still
Capacity.
42,000 is the capacity, right, which should be a bigger stadium in the first place anyway, right? But 42,000 is the capacity and 19,000 of that is going to the supporters.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
It's just, do you know what it is, John? It's just the modern world we live in now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a modern game of football, isn't it?
Football's a business. We all understand that now, but it's just it doesn't sit right. But I hope to fuck I'm one of the 9,500 to get a ticket.
The emails started dropping in today. I've heard a few people getting...
I didn't get them. I didn't get it. Aye. That's what I'm saying. I was 50 out with my Jazz points.
Obviously, you won't hear our friend Grado on the show, who's currently looking after his child, and was messaging the group chat today saying it's okay if I feed her a full banana. And we were like, aye, until your wife come in and say, no, just give her half.
Half. And then he's sitting feeding her out with a metal teaspoon.
Well, that's what you'll know here from Grado. He was there on Thursday night. Unfortunately, as we know when we talked in football, that poor Stephen didn't get along due to...
Had the mumps.
The mumps. You feeling okay now?
Feel 100% now. 100%.
That's good.
100%.
Listen, before we get into the game, a few bits of news from Rangers today. Got to say congratulations to the Rangers women's team. They won their first, which is unbelievable, the first SWPL 1 title after getting a goal straw with Glasgow City there at the weekend. They were established in 2008 and they finished runners-up, but this is the first time they've actually won it. So congratulations to the women. Absolutely great performance. And they play Celtic.
They've been bossing it all season, man. They've been very, very good all season, getting great results. So applause to the Rangers women.
Looking at another couple of bits, apparently Rangers, according to Football Insider, they are saying that they're in advanced talks over a new deal for Alan McGregor.
I know, I'm very surprised at that.
You know, the deal expires at the end of the next month, and you just thought maybe with the Europa League final, that would be
a nice way to
Scottish Cup final, Europa League final, and maybe that's when he would hang up the gloves. But apparently negotiations are ongoing with Alan McGregor for what continuous number one.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't know. But as I've said, me and Grado have both been quite vocal this season about.
Have been.
I mean, I'm not slagging McGregor. He's an absolute legend, and he's phenomenal between the sticks. But just a couple of wee things creeping into his game this season where I think McLaughlin might be the number one next season. Wow, yeah.
Another man that could be there potentially next season, Amad Diallo. We'll get into the Dundee United game a bit later on, but Van Bronckhorst, after the game, talking about him, we could give a lot of players a chance to take minutes today. I think Amad is a player who benefits from that. He will get minutes in the last games. You can see what he brings to the team. I'm really happy with his performance and with his behaviour overall. What happens next season, we haven't discussed his future. So presumably, I didn't realise the loan deal was like a season and a half loan for Diallo.
I know, I wasn't aware of that either until we were talking about it in the group chat earlier on. So I don't know. It's kind of, like we say, we'll get to the Dundee United game later, but I am kind of, I don't know, man. I just don't. Yesterday was, he did show what he could do, but you're going, where's that been? Do you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe if it's like this season, it's gave him a bit of time to look at it and go, right, this is what the game's all about up here. Do you know what I mean? So I think he got a bit of fright, to be honest, when he started playing some games up here, and then you never really seen much of him. But he took a right sore one yesterday, like a right bad tackle. But after it almost sparked him into life, if you know what I mean. It kind of, whereas maybe some games you've seen prior to that,
I guess it'll be.
See them again.
I guess you go and you start them against in the next 2 league games against County and Hearts, and you just see how it goes from there. I'm guessing. From the Athletic as well, Stephen. I did not realise this, but you've already, with this European run, you've already secured 30 million, and you'll get a further 5 million if you were to win the final, which is an incredible amount of money for, especially for Rangers. When we talked about, we saw the finances coming out there at the start of the year. That's an incredible bit of business, isn't it?
It is. Plus, you take into that, and then if we win it,
in Champions League,
you're straight into Champions League. It's more another injection of cash, and you would like to try and hope that maybe you could go a wee bit, like maybe go, because you're going to be in pot one as well if you win it. Do you know what I mean? So there's a chance that you could maybe progress. And I don't think this team's getting interfere in Europe. Do you know what I mean? The way we play in Europe. So, happy days with that, man. It's been a great journey. It's been a great. It's been great entertainment watching Rangers. I don't care what you say, even if you're a Celtic fan watching it, a neutral, anybody, you watch Rangers games in Europe, it's been high class entertainment, man.
As I said,
must be loving us, man.
I mean, as I said, for Scottish football, and certainly in 2022, for a Scottish side to be in the finals of a major European final is an incredible achievement. When you look at the money that goes into the top leagues and the TV money,
of course,
everything that goes, the sponsorship money, everything that goes with the Bundesliga, the Premiership, La Liga, the CR, the money that goes into those places, and it's an absolute incredible achievement. Hopefully we will see it again happen. Hopefully the finances coming in from the Champions League for Celtic, for hopefully Rangers getting into the Champions League as well, that just levels up Scottish football a wee bit,
Aye, totally. But I just feel like,
unfortunately, for the clubs around it, the Aberdeens, the Hibs, the Hearts, it's like fucking hell.
Aye, I know it might not be great for Scottish football that way. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of, I just don't know. That's 2 hair transplants I've had now, John. I might need a third after this final because I can't cope with it, honestly. It's like the stress levels are,
I honestly could see the stress in
through the roof, man, honestly.
Let's talk about stress, and let's talk about Thursday night then. But obviously, you couldn't make a game. You were sitting there were you watching with Leo? Sitting there watching it with
Leo me and Leo were watching it, and then he kind of got a wee bit up and down the stair with his sister. So it was me and Nicola. Excuse me. Me and Nicola were watching it, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sit down. When that first goal went in, Nicola was on the phone to her mum, and I shouted so loud. Leila absolutely shut herself and ran up the stair. And then when Kamara put that second one in, honestly, but see when Joe Aribo missed that sitter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, honestly. When Aribo scored, Leo was pissing himself laughing. Leila shut herself. Leo's like, Daddy, you're jumping up and down like a kangaroo. So I just kept jumping. I couldn't believe it. And then Leila went up the stair, but then Joe Aribo missed, and I was like, oh my God, we are going to live to regret that. And sure enough, that wee spell, Leipzig had the second half. The goal was coming, but then the best on earth, John Lundstrom, just honestly. I'm still numb, like even though I wasn't there, and I was so gutted, but I was saying this to Grado, and he loved this. We were talking on the phone the next day and all that about it, and me and my mates were talking about it as well. I gave my ticket to my father-in-law, and so he came up to collect the ticket, stood outside. I left it at the doorstep. He didn't want to come too close to me because of my mumps. But he left his car outside my house, and my mates took him over in their car, and he came back about 11 o'clock. And I swear to God, see the feeling, I know being there, I was so fucking gutted, right? But that feeling was levelled out by the moments I had when Nicola watched it, because me and her were loving it, and we had a great time, jumping a bit mad. But then when Nicola's dad came to the door to drop my ticket off, the glow he had in his face, and he said, Stephen, I tell you something, I was sitting in Ibrox 50 years ago when we beat Bayern Munich in the semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup in 1972, and he says, see, to be sitting there the night, I was gutted you couldn't make it, but I'm so glad I was there, and see his face, man. I was like, that's worth it. That was worth it.
That's a beautiful thing.
I was thinking, guys, like, it's like me maybe touch wood, I'm here in fucking 50 years time or whatever, and I'm watching that. Well, 50, I doubt I'll still be here in 50 years time, but you know what I mean, like an anniversary where you see it and you go, him seeing that and being in there for it, because he doesn't go to a lot of games anymore, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it made it feel amazing.
That's beautiful. And
Aye.
has Nicola ever watched the football with you before?
Of course, aye,
Yeah,
she's
of
watched
course.
it, but she knows what I'm like. But I
Yeah.
swear to God, she was like, see the noises she was making, like
It's like Thursday night.
honestly.
Oh, it's like the usual noises you hear on Thursday night, Stephen. Eh?
Aye. Grado and Toll would have loved that one, mate.
I bet they
Honestly.
would have.
But like she was like every time Leipzig got the ball and were close to the goal, she's like, ah, she was like, Nicola was 100% invested in it. And me and her, if any of my neighbours over the back could see through the kitchen blinds, me and her were, see when Lundstrom scored, we were jumping about mad, and I'll never forget it. It was a great feeling, man.
That's nice.
It was nice, man.
I know. Well, yeah, at least you had that lovely moment with your father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, would you rather been jumping about with Bert and Tam or Nicola?
Of course. Of course.
Well, hopefully she doesn't hear that. What's that? I mean, the game itself, like you say, 2 goals go in. You're like Rangers. That first hour, I would say, completely outplayed. It wasn't backs to the wall. It was just a very accomplished European performance. What we can expect from Rangers in Europe. It was just a really accomplished performance, and it's just amazing how the likes of the Kents of this world, the game seems to rise up when it comes to Europe.
It's just right. It's like we were talking about, right? Like, see when we done Rangers v Celtic Daft, and Toll was going on about it, and we had that wee joke, that wee video and all that, right? But Toll saying, I think a lot of Rangers fans are overconfident, which I didn't agree with anyway, right?
No.
But see if a Rangers fan came to me and said they were confident. See if you've watched Rangers over the last 2 or 3 years, even under Gerrard and now under Van Bronckhorst. I don't think there's many teams that would want to come and play us at Ibrox. Honestly, I really, really don't. It's like a different. See, I 1-0 away from home. In my head, I'm going, we're doing them back at Ibrox, but I'm not sitting here waxing lyrical about it and bumping my gums about it, because you end up with egg in your face. But I'm quietly confident that we could go toe to toe with anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, the team's just, they've grown so accustomed to playing on this stage now, and they're so, they just absorb it, man, and they look so comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you seen Kamara, man, he could have just shielded that ball out and get a throw in, but he takes a couple of touches, plays it to Kent, but away, boom, right back, James Tavernier, a right back who's going for the golden boot in that tournament, who's seven goals. The only guy who can catch him is the Japanese midfielder for Frankfurt now. But it's like, to a man, every one of them the other night, the back five, like I'm saying back five, McGregor, Lundstrom, Arfield, every one of them, man. Look, Arfield when he came on, Tav, Kent, Kamara. It was like, and mate, what you've got to remember as well, how long we've not had an out-and-out striker for as well, and we're still doing this without a striker.
I mean, that's what I mean. When you've got to add into that as well. I mean, depleted squad, but not only that, you've gone extra time against Celtic and Braga in the last month. You played Motherwell with 10 men for over an hour. You know what I mean? And you with the squad being stretched to the limit. So I mean, it's really.
You've got no Helander. Bargain's been in and out with injuries. You're playing a left back at centre half most of the time.
Yeah.
You've got no Hadji. You've got no Roof. You've got no Morelos. The squad's thin. Do you know what I mean? It's very thin. But like I say, there's something about Rangers under the lights and a Thursday night at Ibrox. It's like that start. It just looks like a team. I think the key in key situations, we didn't panic. We started the game knowing we need to win the game. We didn't panic. We came out and we just imposed our game onto them a wee bit. Like you say, it wasn't backs to the wall. Leipzig still had a lot of the ball as well, but Rangers just played their own game. And then, like I'm saying here, in key moments, when Leipzig get the goal back and the ties level, and for me, it looked like the ascendancy was with Leipzig. It was with the Germans.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But we didn't panic. Do you know what I mean? We didn't panic. And you get the goal. And again, there's still 10 minutes to go and you get the goal. But we just see the game out. And it's like, it's, again, tactically astute. is Van Bronckhorst, man. Like, see the way he changes a game through it. It's like, I said this to the boys all night, and I'm not for 1 minute slagging Gerrard because I love Gerrard, but Gerrard, he just had us, it was one way and that was it. When you made us up, it was like for like. But with Gio, it's like he said in his match, his interview with Emma Dodds after it, it's like, he said it's like a game of chess. He says, you see what the other manager's doing, you need to try and combat it. You need to make brave decisions and hope they work out. It's like the guy deserves so much credit for this. Like we're saying, with such a thin squad, he's made us such a force in Europe.
When Nkunku's goal goes in, though, was there any questions being raised over? Could it have been stopped? I mean, obviously every goal can be stopped, but there was no major blame.
You want to stop the cross. Goldson needs to bone his toes a wee bit more, but what a finish.
Aye.
It was some ball for that wee Angelino as well.
32nd goal of the season, and then there's the difference right there, isn't it? But I mean, after that, like you say, Rangers stuck to their game plan. They kept at it. Gio played a couple of tactical things here and there. But I mean, let's talk about John Lundstrom. I mean, obviously, the song is out there now. Heaven is a place.
Oh, heaven is a place on earth. John Lundstrom. I mean, honestly, I love him, man. I love him. Yes. Silky Scouser is just what we need. He'll win Rangers the Europa League. I just love him. Love him. Do
you know what we get on the breakfast show the next day? We do a feature called Choose a Tune, where obviously punters come on, they pick a song. How many people ask for Heaven as a place in there? And I said, and George was like, why are people? And I was like, I'll tell you why people heard the
George knows.
He had no idea. But I mean, let's talk John Lundstrom. Have you seen? Has there ever been another player in Rangers history that's had such a turnaround from the start of the season where we're on this podcast, we're sitting going, oh, he's on his way out, absolutely on his way out. Has there been another player like that that's had such a turnaround in fans' favour?
Wow, man.
I saw Haley being mentioned.
Mate, you took the words out of my mouth. I remember going to the games with my dad, right? I remember Rangers fans being fucking scunnered with Mark Haley.
Yeah.
Scunnered with him. It took a lot of time to find his feet. But same with McCoist as well.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Obviously, that's quite... I don't remember it clean off the bat. Do you know what I mean? It's memories I've got. And I don't remember it with McCoist, but I remember my dad saying, and I remember seeing interviews with McCoist where people weren't happy with him and all that. But I remember Haley. I remember being at a game. I can't remember who we were playing, but when it goes far to say the fans were booing him, but they were talking about Haley. They were very angry with him and stuff. But then we all know the rest is history with him. Do you know what I mean? But no, Lundstrom, I think the irony is the guy who brought Lundstrom here didn't do him any favours. Do you know what I mean? Gerrard, he kind of didn't play him a lot. And then obviously he left. And he must have been sitting thinking, right, I need to get away from here. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not getting a game under Gerrard. He's just left. Even when Gio came in, he was on the perimeter. Didn't start all the time, but no, mate, he is like key to Gio's tactics. He's key.
Yeah.
Because the way he can just slot into that back, he can make it a 3, 5, whatever, can just slot right in there. Then he can go forward and make it in the middle of the park. Like the other night, who did we take off now the other night? I can't remember who we took off, but then we just put Lundstrom right into the middle. I think it was Ryan Jack that took off. And he got Balogun on, and then you just put Lundstrom into the middle of the park, and then obviously he scores the winning goal. And it's like, the guy's like, it's like, he's just got this athleticism as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got this kind of presence, but he's very good on the ball as well. Do you know what I mean? He's very good on the ball, but you wouldn't fuck with him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's the best on earth, John.
He's the best on earth.
He's the best on earth.
I mean, it's hard, I guess, to pick out a performance, but I was assuming with a winning goal, he just, because you look at Ryan Kent, Glenn Kamara, by the way, hats off to him, because you've been very critical of him in the last few weeks, and I tell you what a step up he had.
He came in the fold the other night, he really did. And I think obviously what we forgot to say here as well, with the players the other night, another added bit of pressure it could have been, is what happened with Jimmy Bell. Do you know what I mean? So the players are coming out there, so they're all, that can go one or two ways. Do you know what I mean? But the emotion of the occasion can maybe have got to them, but you could see there was just a determination there. Goldson, Bassey, Tav, McGregor, Lundstrom, Kamara, Jack, Kent, every one of them, man, brilliant. Even Aribo before he went off looked really, apart from that fucking sister, I was raging. But the ball was sticking, others were getting brought into play. It was just, mate, it was great. But the best on earth just shades it for me.
Yeah. Thought you might. So through the final, amazing achievement, like we say, and then fingers crossed you can get a ticket, Stephen. I really do hope after missing the semi that you can get a ticket. So if
I missed Manchester as well.
Exactly. So if anyone's listening to this podcast right now and has a spare ticket for Stephen, right, let's put an appeal out. Put an appeal out for a ticket right now. Pretend like you're in one of these appeals.
I've had a season ticket at Ibrox for almost 20 years now. Very staunch individual. I missed Manchester because I had 7 scenes with Johnny Beattie. I was doing 7 scenes with Johnny Beattie. I was promised I'd get away at 12. I arranged the minibus and everything with my dad. Everybody went down without me, and I ended up filming to 6:30 and got home just for kick-off. I missed the semi-final the other night because I had mumps, and I gave my ticket to my father-in-law. So if anybody out there has got a spare ticket and would be willing to make me very happy and give me the ticket, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hashtag pray for Stephen. Right. So on to Dundee United on Sunday. And it's kind of irrelevant now, the league, isn't it?
It was a lovely wee day, but
it was just a nice wee day. And
lovely.
7 changes into the Rangers side. Good to see, I guess, from your perspective, Stephen, Leon King getting game time.
King,
Sands
Divine.
Yes.
Divine came on. Even the way the team that finished, I was really happy about. Sands getting some game time as well, as we're seeing earlier on Diallo, but it was lovely. My mumps had cleared up, right, on Friday. I felt a lot better at the weekend. And then went to see Grado's wrestling show on Saturday. It was great.
Yeah.
Had a wee drink on Saturday night. My mate and his wife came back with their kids. We had a wee drink. And then Sunday, my mate Dale said he's not making the game. Take Leo. So I took Leo with me. It was brilliant. It was lovely. Went out to a Rangers show. Went a wee walk around. The sun was out. Went to see the Europa League finalists. It was lovely, mate. It was just a lovely wee day.
I mean, you said the 3 academy players coming on. When was the last time Rangers did that? Bring on 3 boys from the academy. You had McCann, who was...
Well, you ended up with 4 of them, really, on the pitch, because King started.
Yeah, but McCann, obviously, academy player of the year, comes off the bench. King starts. Lowry looked again...
Yeah, I'm telling you, this boy, and we've obviously he signed a new contract.
Yeah, because there was big talk about Newcastle going for...
Aye, honestly, see this, it's a great bit of business getting Arfield as well. It's a no-brainer. You know what you get with Arfield, he knows what it's all about. But getting the boy Lowry signed up is very important. But the boy just oozes class, and so did the boy McCann.
Yeah.
And so did the boy King, to be fair. Friend of the show, Tony Watt, couldn't get a sniff.
No, he didn't.
No, but it was at the very end of season feel to it.
It was a bit flat. It was felt a bit flat, didn't it?
Aye, it was flat. But then I think it came to life a wee bit in the second half, obviously.
With changes.
Changes get made. And the boy McCann, always looking to play the ball forward, always looking for a forward pass. So is Lowry. If you're up front and you've got pace, the boy Lowry behind you is a fucking dream, because he just looks for that ball all the time. So... it was good to get the 3 points. You don't want to end the season in bad form. You want to keep it going. You know what I mean?
It's such a balancing act at the moment, is it?
I know,
isn't it?
I know.
For the team, you want to keep that winning going in the run up to the Europa League final, but then again, you have to play about with the pieces on the set. Like if we're going back to the chess analogy, Gio needs to shift the pieces about a wee bit. Strangely, I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed that Goldson and Tavernier are still. I mean, how many minutes those boys have played this season?
They'll probably play against Ross County on Wednesday, and they'll play at Tynecastle. They'll play all the time. I think
it's mental.
I think they will.
It must be. I think if you go into the history books, those 2 players must be, in terms of the most minutes in a season, must be in Rangers history books, must be up
probably.
there.
Especially Goldson, obviously, Tav got that wee injury, remember?
Is that right enough?
Last season, but Goldson, can't remember many games Goldson's missed.
Must be a goal. There must be maybe a goalkeeper's maybe in it at the frame, but I can't.
You could count one hand with Goldson how many games he's missed. I think.
Plus the Europa League. I think, to be fair, I'd be interested to see if there's a stat like that.
If you're listening, if somebody's out there listening, some stat will get in touch. Let us know, because it's very interesting. That is.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, Rangers started off flat. Dundee United offer nothing though. They just
poor. They
were very poor. Very poor. And like you say, Leon King did a very good job on Tony Watt, and he didn't get a look in that. I mean,
United subbed. I'm sure he subbed.
He did.
I think like we were talking about earlier on the show, there, the boy Diallo had a bit of an impact. Sakala as well kept going at it. And then
he does. He just keeps Sakala. Is the kind of player I'd like in my team, by the way.
You just don't know what you're going to get, because I don't think he knows what he's going to do. No. I mean, so why they ones, but it was good, because I took my boy Leo was there, and it was nice for him to see, because he loves Tav as well. So it was nice for him to see scoring at that end. That's the end where he scored the penalty, because we sit in the main stand right in line with the 18-yard line, so it was good.
There's no doubt there was a penalty, is there?
Some people in the other half of the city were moaning about it on Twitter. You kidding me on it?
It could have been a red card. That quite easily been a red card.
Definitely
nailed them.
No, but as I say, 3 points. Ross County Wednesday night, then Tynecastle, and then it's weird. You're going, that's the end of the season, but that's when the business side of things kick in, because after the games, it's like, oh my God, I feel sick thinking about it, John.
Do you know what? I obviously talked about the penalty there, Tavernier. Strikers must fucking hate James Tavernier, because I mean, strikers are guaranteed, especially at Rangers. You're guaranteed, 5 to 10 goals a season through penalty. Maybe more. Maybe I'm underestimating that. But strikers must hate him that he's on it, and he's missed very few. I hate his run. Do you not get worried about his run up though, Stephen? Because I hate.
I used to, but no anymore. I'm used to it now, but I know what you mean. I just like a normal run up.
It freaks me out. That freaks me out. Diallo showed up. Ramsey as well. What do we make of him?
He was all right. I think a lot of this, I've seen a lot of people going on about the penalty, and he was brilliant for the penalty. His movement, and then get where he got the ball, and then when he came in, then the wee flip over. But I think all in all, man, I was very underwhelmed with his performance, and he got man of the match at the stadium, and I was very surprised at that. A lot of things he tried didn't come off. He done well, as I say, for the penalty, but mate, I think it's just one of the ones. You just go at that now. It's no work.
Does he force himself? Can he force his way into the cup final sides? Does he get a go at
he'll be on the bench.
Europa League? Well, I mean, he'll be on the bench. He'll be on the bench.
It depends how he gets on at Ross County and Hearts, mate. He could end up picking an injury up, as we all know.
Well, that's very, very true. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it was kind of run of the mill for Rangers, and as you were, no injuries.
It was the way the game went, and the outcome of the game, and how much we were in control, is the way so many games should have been this season.
Right? Yeah.
So many games should have been like that this season that I've been at Ibrox, where Motherwell comes to mind, you're 2-0 up at half time, you fuck it, draw 2 each after Celtic have just drew with Hibs. That there is what I grew up with, a run of the mill, custom, fucking boring 2-0 victory. That's the way it used to always be. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. Right then, let's look across the week as a whole then. This is going to be very hard this week. Let's go for your Rangers Daft rated player across the 2 games, Stephen. And I'm guessing there's only one place I think you're going to go with this.
I think just for Thursday night, Best on Earth gets it.
So, and you've got a new song as well. By the way, is there a song for James Tavernier? Because I feel sorry for this guy, because does so much. Look at. By the way, you see this stat as well. I saw this stat and wrote it down. He's got, I think, 32 goals and assists in the Europa League. That is incredible for a right back.
He should be up for the Ballon d'Or.
31.
Ballon d'Or.
In 63 matches, he's got 31 goals and assists. That's
Ballon d'Or material.
Ballon d'Or. There you go, James Tavernier for the Ballon d'Or. But yeah, you're going to go for Lundstrom for the Rangers Daft rated, yeah.
It's between him and Tav, but I'm going to go Lundstrom just for the sake of, even though he didn't feature yesterday at all, but just Big John.
Right. What about you? Can't pick out a Rangers Dafty? Maybe
A Dafty.
A Dafty. Look at the Dundee United game. Is there anyone from the Dundee United game?
Did you see Goldson's OG nearly?
Yes, I did see that. Was always shot. It was always shot. Dundee United had
I know.
on target. I think.
I can't see after such a monumental week, John. I refuse to pick a Dafty.
It's fine. It's fair. I'll go with that then. No worries. Right, okay, so we've talked about it there. Ross County Wednesday, Hearts away on Saturday. That's the league business done. I think what we'll do, it'd be nice maybe next week, we'll kind of have a synopsis of the season, look back at the season ahead of the Europa League and the Scottish Cup finals. In fact, maybe wait to the end of the season to do that. But Ross County, I mean, what team does he go out with? Like we were saying, it's probably important to keep that momentum going, but at the same time, you've just got to watch what you do.
See, do you know what this reminds me of, right? Obviously, there's so much more at stake than what there was then. But see, when Mark Warburton won the championship,
yeah,
we were fucking miles ahead. We'd won it, right?
Hold on, Stephen. I want to doubt because Falkirk were runners up to use that year, so I just want to clarify. I don't think you were miles ahead.
We were a good bit ahead, man, right? And I remember there was like 2 or 3 weeks we had before we had to play Hibs in the Scottish Cup final.
Yeah.
And I remember we changed the team quite a lot. And I remember when we played Hibs, we looked like fucking we'd been on holiday for like 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a danger of that happening where you can't change too much. You can't, but you need to keep players away. Ryan Jack needs to just stay in a bath until the Europa League final. He's used to that. He's used to that. He knows that.
He can come in because, like you say, it depends what kind of player you are as well. Some players like to keep playing, keep the momentum going.
Jack's made a career out of being injured and just coming in and playing, so he can do that. Roof would be good to get Roof some minutes if you could, but I doubt it. I think he'll just be aiming to be fit for the final as well. I think he won't rest having Goldshire, I don't think.
No.
So maybe put McLaughlin in another game or two because he played at the weekend there. Maybe, I don't know, man. Give McCann and Lowry some minutes as well.
I mean, why not? Why not start Lowry? Why not start Lowry? Ross County home, I can't think of a better game to start the likes of Devine, McCann, Lowry. Why not just throw them in from the start and, just then rotate it around for the Hearts game? I mean, I think probably an easy win against Ross County, I'm guessing.
Should be. It's just one of the games, so there's nothing really at stake, I don't know. So it's a kind of free hit for both teams to go out and do, if they want to, like you're saying, if you want to play the boys like McCann and Lowry and that, go out and do it. But heavy respect for Ross County this season, though, man. He's done a good. Malky Mackay's done a great job there, man. He's done some good football to play as well. The boy Regan Charles Cook, what a find he is, do you know what I mean? So I don't think Gio will be taking it lightly, and he doesn't strike me as the type of character that's going to accept that this is a nothing game, if you know what I mean. He's going to go out there and still put his stamp on the game.
I mean, Ross County are still kind of vying for a place in the Europa Conference. There you
go. There's something at stake for them, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? So, aye. Mm-hmm.
So they still have the chance of getting in there, but so we'll wait and see with that.
That's very ignorant of me, John.
No,
I just said that because obviously I'm not thinking Ross County could be still playing for something. So aye.
Yeah. But aye. So I mean, then you got Ross. So you got Ross County there. What about Hearts away? I guess
never an easy game.
I'm saying we're saying home win against a nice easy home win against Ross County. Then
I would say so.
What's the score?
3-0.
And then you've got the dress rehearsal for the Scottish Cup final against Hearts, who will obviously they'll be going for it, I would suspect. I mean, you know what? I mean, in saying that though, again, Hearts might rest a lot of players as well. I mean, they've got the Scottish Cup final, so they'll probably rest. I would imagine that's going to be a very kind of drab end of season because we expect Celtic to win the title on Wednesday night officially. So we're thinking I'll be like, maybe that's just both teams putting out the youngsters. I'll be interested to see the lineups for both sides, actually.
Aye, because we've got, after that, man, it's Wednesday, and then that's when, obviously, I'm going to be like a fucking Wayne on Christmas Eve, do you know what I mean? So, so I'm not saying I don't care, but I just cannot think about anything apart from Seville, John. Honestly. It's terrible, but I can't sleep. I can't even eat right. I can't put my phone down for 2 seconds. Oh, it's not easy, this, John.
Right, come on, someone get Stephen a ticket. You're hearing this emotion in his voice. You've got to get Stephen a ticket. Come on, it's got to happen. So, interesting week ahead. I mean, we're all saying that Celtic have...
This is the calm before the storm, John.
The calm before the storm, because the league's done, and it's just like, let's get these like you say, get the 2 games out of the way, and let's get to the big stuff, which is the Europa League final and the Scottish Cup.
It's wild, isn't it? You're coming to the end of your domestic campaign, domestic league campaign, and you're like, I just can't wait these 2 games out of the way because then the real shit starts.
Here's a question though for you, Stephen. Right, see, I think. If I had said to you at the start of this season, as a Rangers supporter, right, here's the question. You're going to be in the Europa League final and the Scottish Cup final, right? I'm going to give you that, or you're going to win the league. I'm going to take what I've got now because I've never... It's a better achievement. Winning the Europa League final would be a much better achievement than winning the league.
Apart from 2008, obviously I experienced this. Mm-hmm. But I'm a good bit older now, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I feel physically sick and the excitement and everything that goes with it. So I know we'll probably talk about this on the pod on Thursday, and I know Toll's going to have his answers, but if Rangers win the Europa League and the Scottish Cup this season, the beauty of that is it trumps anything they've done.
There we go, and it comes back to Rangers and Celtic again.
It does because obviously Celtic are going to win the league on Wednesday night, and that's nice. All right, good for them, nice for them, right? But everybody's going to be talking about us going to Seville, so it's fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And they know it. Do you know what I mean? So I know
it's interesting because my friend I was speaking to my mate at work, who's a Celtic supporter today, and he was saying, you know, as well as, you know, on Saturday Celtic had their kind of celebrations of winning the league. It felt that way, you know, when they beat Hearts. But he said it just felt flat because there was that underlying...
It's because we're in the Europa League final.
Well, that's exactly it. And it's just like, God, and Celtic must be scunnered.
No, the thing is, that thing Ryan sent in the group chat about all the money they're going to get and all that, right? He knows what he's doing there, but this has absolutely scunnered him because not only do we get the Champions League money, we got all the fucking TV money that goes with it, half of the TV money with them, but we go into pot 1. Do you know what I mean? That's like, it's devastation material for them. They're devastated. We need to win this. Oh, no, for that. We need to win it for us because historically this is the Europa League trophy in the Ibrox trophy room. It's frighteningly phenomenal achievement.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hilarious as well what it would do to them.
I love it. Always just comes back to Celtic. Honestly, you lot. Well, that's it for Rangers Daft this week. Well, next week we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to get a Rangers Daft out ahead of Seville. But it depends if
I'm there, if me and Grado are there, we could date on the phone. We could do
that would be great. I think we should definitely do something for the patrons because I'm guessing
because the podcast the week after is going to just be you, Toll, and maybe just you and Toll.
It just might be me and Toll next week if you manage to get. Oh, I really hope you get there, Stephen. You deserve it.
I hope so.
So that's it for Rangers Daft for this week. Continue to vote on our poll for the moment of the week. We've got that up on our Twitter at the moment, and I'm just checking the results as we speak. At the moment, I think Toll was far and away winning it with money can't buy pleasure, or can't buy it means nothing. Money means nothing. 35.8. Don Carlo Ancelotti's at 32.1. Wigburn, which is the Whitburn's wig fall, 20.8, and Tate's Hippopotamus is at 11.3%.
I get a message the other night, I think it was Saturday night, and it was just somebody that listens to the show, a private, I think Jordan Thompson, remember Jordan Thompson?
Oh yeah.
He just sent us just one word and hunters emojis. He just sent me Wigburn and just hunters laughing emojis.
I was Jordan that nominated it, so there we go. So there you go. Keep listening out for the podcast this Friday. It's going to be, we'll see if Stephen's camp. It's going to, imagine what you're going to be like on come the podcast. And the thing is, Paul's going to be there. Probably Celtic having won the league when we record on Thursday.
I don't care.
I know. It's going to be an interest. This week's podcast is going to be an interesting listen. Stephen and Grado are going to be sick and like chasing a ticket. Grado's all over it, by the way. Grado is messaging me yesterday saying, "Have you got such and such from this sponsor's email address?"
No.
So he is going, like, he's just trying everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Have you heard back from Grado? Has he had any luck?
We have been talking all fucking day. Don't worry about that.
He's shaking every tree you possibly can.
We're on it. Aye.
Right, okay. Yeah. Two of Scotland's most popular entertainers, Stephen Purden and Grado. If you have a ticket for them, please, if you listen to it. Do you know what? We'll give you a bit of free sponsorship on this podcast. I tell you, we'll offer up. I tell you what, right? Here's the deal, right? If you can get Stephen and Grado a ticket for the game, we'll give you a month's free sponsorship of Rangers Daft. How's that?
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
If you're a business out there, get a ticket for our boys, and we'll give you a month's free sponsorship of the podcast. There you go. It's out there now. So if you there you go. Please rate, subscribe, Football Daft on Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Stephen's away to be sick into a bucket. And then the next time, see if you can get it out before you're sick.
We are the people.
Audio Front.